JavaScript ES6, let, and const. In JavaScript ES5, the keyword var, was used to create variables. Starting in 2015, with the introduction of JavaScript ES6, two additional keywords were added, let and const. In all cases, let, L-E-T, and const, C-O-N-S-T, are the new preferred ways to create variables. So let's go over both of these keywords and how they're used. The keyword let, L-E-T, defines a variable whose value can change. Doesn't have to change, but it can change. Const, on the other hand, C-O-N-S-T, defines a variable that is constant. Once created, its value cannot change. This will cause a type error if it occurs if there's ever an attempt to change the variable whose value is defined as a constant using the const keyword const. So we then create variables using these two new keywords. If it's something whose value can change, doesn't have to, but could change in the future, we use let, L-E-T. If it's a variable whose value once changed will never change again, we use const, C-O-N-S-T. Let's look at two examples of previously used JavaScript ES5 and the new version in JavaScript ES6. So in JavaScript ES5, we used again the keyword var, V-A-R, and then we use them in two different cases, one where the value might change and one where the value should never change. But we use the keyword in both instances. In JavaScript ES6 and later, we now use these two new keywords. For if it's a value that might change, we use the keyword let, L-E-T. If it's a value that should never change once created, we use the new keyword const, C-O-N-S-T. This has been a review of the introduction of two new keywords within JavaScript, let and const, which again replace the previous keyword var, V-A-R, used in JavaScript ES5. Starting in any JavaScript code written after 2015, the two new keywords let, L-E-T, and const, C-O-N-S-T, are the new preferred ways to create variables, matching their usage as either a variable whose value can change, doesn't have to, but could, and a value for a variable that once created is constant, that is, its value will not change after being created. If an attempt is made to change a variable whose value is set as const, C-O-N-S-T, this will, of course, cause a type error and usually stop a program unless otherwise caught or handled in some way. So two new keywords, let and const, which help define variables. Again, let, let, and const, const, defining two different ways to approach creating variables, either some whose value may change in the future for let, or a value created with a variable whose value won't change once created.